Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. But first, as always, a word from our sponsor.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESI Net goes beyond industry standards, not only i3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Have you ever met a 911 professional and asked, what's the worst call you've ever taken? Well, here's your answer. I heard your last breath the night you flipped your four-wheeler. I tried to call you the day you committed suicide by driving your car into a tree. Blue face, cold to the touch. I helped you with CPR after you found your infant face down, not breathing. It messed me up. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. You were with me from the beginning, Grandma. 27 years later, I took the 911 call when you died. How fitting to be there for me in the beginning, and I was there for you in the end. I miss you, Grandma. I am 911. This is but a glimpse into the world of emergency dispatch. But what is it really like to answer a call during someone's nightmare? What is the impact on the first responder answering the call? From Titletown Publishing, and available on Amazon or where you purchase your favorite books and ebooks. Imagine listening. Your worst day is our everyday. If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is May 14th, 2024, and it is my motherfucking birthday. Bro, I am 43 years old today. Wait. I'm 43. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to Open Mic Live. This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader next gen core services, and a big shout out, as always, to subscribers of the podcast, those who send stars and all of that good stuff. Thank you all for everything. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you so very much. So I know I'm coming on late, and there's a good reason for that. I'll just say this really quick. True dispatch style, we exhaust all of our resources on everything, right? Like when there's something going on, we end up doing everything we can to make things work. And that is the same with what's going on right now, because usually on this main screen right here, I will have Facebook, YouTube, as well as X and Instagram. Now, this is going on Instagram right now in the podcast IG account. However, it wasn't working for whatever reason, it wasn't working. So I went to my laptop to try to do it, and it's working. So I had to switch. I had to send a code from my laptop over to my desktop. So I have everyone here on this main spot, and then down here, um, I have my laptop. So I'm watching for comments down there as well, while I have all the comments over here. Multitasking. Oh man. So I made it work. So here we are. And it's good to be back. As always with Open Mic Live, we check in with each other. So, how is everybody feeling? How are you doing on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome? How are you doing? I am already above a 10. It has been an amazing day, amazing past week at the Western Regional Conference. We'll get to all of that here in a moment. And it's just been excellent. But for all of you who are watching, what are your numbers? How are you coming in at? Let's just say from last week up till now, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome. How are you doing? Throw that in the comments. And also, where are you watching from? Roll call. Where are you at? All right, let's look in the comments here. Char, what is going on? Happy birthday, Ricardo. I hope you had a wonderful day. I have had an excellent one. Thank you so much. Michael Smith, happy birthday. Thank you. Sabrina saying happy birthday as well. Thank you. Thank you. Char coming back. I'm disappointed, good sir. No birthday hat. So here's the thing. I remember that you commented saying that I better have a birthday hat. I went looking all over the place, and I didn't have an extra one, so I apologize. Let's see. Over here, watching from New Jersey, met you at Navigator. Yeah, what is going on over on Instagram? How are you? Um, yeah, you'll see me looking down, and that's because the laptop's right here. So, let's see. The account says NJ Beauty and the Books. I love it. And coming in at an 8. All right, that is excellent. Sabrina, a 7. Has been a busy week already. Out of Kansas. Julie, hey, your homie was talking to me this past week. I got your messages on IG. I'm going to respond to you, and we need to get you on the podcast. So Julie's a solid 10. Sunny St. George. All right, man. This is awesome. We got a lot of people jumping in, people feeling good. That is awesome. See, Michael is an 8 from down home, Alabama. Yeah, love me that state. Alabama. That's what I'm talking about. Megan! Ah! Oh, Megan, what is going on, my friend? Happy birthday, she says. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it has been an excellent day. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in, man. So we've gone through the scale. I posted episode 545 recently. That was with Jeff Hastings. Excellent episode, man. That was like I almost said a minute. That that was an hour and 38 minutes, man. Oh, that was a big episode, but it was an excellent episode, man. So if you have not had a chance to check it out, please do. That one was such a good one. And Jeff, again, man, thank you so much for everything, for what you do, for being on, and just your whole crew, man. Thank you. It was an honor to have you on. And episode 546 is coming up. That is with Lauren Spencer. She was amazing to have on. So much fun. And you're going to get some of that here coming up tomorrow. What I'm going to do is, because there's been so much shit going on, usually I have an episode go out a week beforehand for subscribers of the podcast, for those who get the bonus material and all of that. But there's been so much shit going on that I have not had a chance to put it out there. So they're going to get it first, probably tomorrow, and the audio will go out, and then it'll go out to everyone. So it's just going to be the next 3 days, just boom, boom, boom. And then there'll be another episode that's going out, because I've got tons of episodes that are coming. Powerful stories, excellent ones for all of you to watch and listen and share. I'm excited for you all to check those out. Excuse me. So I've got all those episodes coming up, as well as about 14 episodes of Imagine Listening and Open Mic. Like, that's how many episodes I have going right now. And I mean, those will take me up to like August. We're in May. It'll most likely take me into August. And with everything else I'll be recording during that time, I pretty much have the rest of 2024 scheduled up. That doesn't mean, though, um, that there's no room. I'm recording episodes all the time. So if you want to be on the podcast and you want to share your story, whether you're new to dispatch, seasoned, or retired, I would love to have you. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, man. And it's my passion and it's an honor to do it. And you're trusting me to share your stories. Thank you so very much for that and the support. So hook it up. Go to links. Nope, wrong way. Right there. Links with 2eyes.co/WTT podcast, and you can sign up to be on an episode. Again, I'm always recording with people and putting your stories out there. So my list doesn't get tied up, or there's no more spots, none of that bullshit. I am always taking people on. So boom, let's do it. Jamie jumping in here, what up? Says, I need to send in Imagine Listening, considering I've been doing this for 17 years. Yes. Yeah. Send me a story. I'm all about it. Yes, please. So we've got all of those episodes that are coming out. As I've said, I am also fresh back from the Western Regional Conference. But as I've said already, it is my birthday. And I want to share a story with you here really quick. Really quick, because it's my birthday. And Jamie says, happy birthday. Oot, oot. So check this out, okay? Give me a moment while I take a sip of my Mexicoke. Refreshing. It's actually warm. All right, here we go. Angie says, "Aw, so you're spending your birthday with us." Yes. So I was gonna do this the other day, but Sunday was Mother's Day, and I was like, "No, son, I'm not about to do that." And I thought, well, I'll just do it on Monday. And then I was thinking, you know what? It'll be better to do it on my birthday because we'll have fun with all of you. So that's what I wanted to do. And that's why we're here. And here we go with the picture. Boom. This car right here. And Megan, if you are still on, I'm sure that you remember this vehicle because this is what I drove to high school. So this is my car. And this isn't my exact car. It looks exactly the same. Now, for my 13th birthday, oh, Megan's like, oh, yes, I do. Oh, wait, over here on Instagram, Latinas of 911, Josie, what up, amiga? Says happy birthday. Thank you very much for the happy birthday there. I appreciate it. And so for my 13th birthday, this vehicle on the screen was my birthday present. Yeah, dude. This was my birthday present. Now, don't get it twisted, okay? Let me switch this. There we go. Don't get it twisted. My family, we were not rich by any means, okay? We did all right. We did well. And the reason I say that is because I'm showing this vehicle here, and you're probably all thinking, damn, at 13, this is what he got for his birthday. And yes, I did. However, when my dad brought me outside to see this gift, the way you see it right now, well, let's say, so this is the left side, right, that we're looking at. So if it's facing the other way and I'm walking out of my house, I'm looking at the right side, okay? And it looks just like this side right here. It looks perfect. It's beautiful. And my dad says to me, when you're old enough to drive, this will be your vehicle. I'm like, oh, my car, my baby. this is going to be my vehicle. I was so happy. And then he goes, however, come here. And we go around the corner. Oh, wait a minute. Angie Martin says, that's exactly what I was thinking. Bah, ha, ha. I have 15-year-old needing a car soon. And no. Well, so here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. My dad says for me to walk around with him. So I go around, which would be this side that we're seeing on the screen. And it was completely destroyed. It was completely smashed in. It wasn't going anywhere. So this is what he told me. And I don't know how much he got it for because it was totaled out. Just the one side was the side that looked immaculate. It looked beautiful. But on the other side, it was torn to shit. Like it was destroyed. And this is what he says. He goes, if you work hard in school, get good grades, and you help around the house, mow the lawn, do all of this stuff, I will help you fix it up. So that's what I did, man. And a lot of like friends of the family or whichever, I would go and cut grass. I would pull weeds, man. Like I was doing all kinds of stuff to raise money for this car. And it was when it was finally time for me to get my permit, because at that time you could be 14 and get a permit. And that was, I'm pretty sure that my year, that was the last year that you could do that, because everything changed after that. And I lived in Michigan at the time. So I had already been learning how to drive. My parents taught me how to drive in this huge blue ass Econoline van. And I remember they told me, if you can learn to drive this thing, you can drive pretty much anything. And they were right. It pretty much could. Over here on Instagram, Josie says, good motivator. Yes, exactly. Yes. So I was doing everything. And finally I got my permit, and I was able to drive this car, and it was gorgeous. It had T-tops, looked exactly like this, man. The T-tops had the Chevy emblem like encrusted into it. And it was my baby. Oh, God, I miss that car so much. Oh, it was awesome, man. So here's something that I'll tell you. So this car used to be in obviously it was always in the driveway, right? Well, whenever my parents would leave, I would go and get my keys, okay? And they were those old school GM keys where there was two of them. There was a key with a square shape, and then there was a key with a circle shape. One was to unlock and one was to turn the car on. And when they would split, also I had this like bronze keychain with the Chevy emblem on it and it said Camaro. Oh man, I feel like a nerd, but this was my car. This is my car. And so when they would leave, I would go snag those keys, and I would turn the car on and sit in it and just like blast the radio. Or what I would do, and sometimes my brother would get in the car with me, and of course we would throw our seatbelts on. I would turn the car on, and I would pull back. Well, actually, hold on. What I would do first is I would mark where the tires were. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. And maybe I have already. I don't remember, but this is so stupid. But this is what I did. And I'm sure a lot of you watching right now possibly did something similar. Yeah. So I would mark where the tires were, because my driveway was like gravel and dirt. Angie's like, again, no. Yeah, exactly. Yes. No, I know. So I would mark the tires, and then I would drive around, and we would, so there was our main driveway, and our neighbors to to the east of us, there was a long driveway there, so I would roll up and down and like wait for cars like until there was no cars at all whatsoever, and then I would go out onto the road and then come back into the driveway. And my brother and I thought we were the coolest shit, man. We would do that every so often. And there was one time that we got in the car, and I'm pretty sure my sisters were sitting in back, and they were pretty young at this time, and we drove that car to the back of the property. So to the back of the property, it was like way back. It belonged to a company called the Michigan Fruit Canners. And it was like a dune area out there. And we went all the way to the back, and we came back, turned the car off, and we were like playing on the dunes, like running up and running down, running up and running down. And I remember thinking, I think it's almost time for mom and dad to come back. So we get in the car, go to turn it on. It doesn't turn on. It doesn't turn on. Now I'm freaking out, man. Completely freaking out because I've got my younger siblings with me. I'm in this car that I'm not supposed to be driving. And oh, hold on a minute. Let me look back over here in the comments. Jamie says, my youngest daughter, 24, was lap driving with her dad when she was 3 in a Camaro with T-tops. He had a badass system in that car. So did I. And she goes on to say, I took the tops off one morning on my way home from dispatch. Was that knocking or rocking? Enter Sandman by Metallica and blew the speakers out. Oh, one of the officers told me it should be illegal to listen to Metallica. That's hilarious. And then told him it was my husband's Metallica CD. Shar says, oh crap, Mama was probably lurking silently going, oh really now, Richie? Tell me more. For real, my mom is probably watching right now. She'll probably jump in the comments here soon and be like, hola. So, wait, she's going to pop in the comments when you least. Yes, exactly. And so we're in the car, and I'm freaking out because the car will not turn on, and I had no idea what to do, and I remember just sitting there like, what could be wrong? I've turned this car on many times. What the hell is the deal? I don't understand what could be happening here. So we're sitting there. My younger siblings are freaking out. Like my younger sisters are starting to cry a little bit. And and so I'm just sitting there and I remember my Camaro had a kill switch all the way underneath. So I got out of the car, popped it back, and the car turned right on, baby. Why did it turn off? I don't know. My dumbass must have hit it when I was getting out or something, but I hit that switch. That's why it wasn't turning on at all. I'd completely forgotten in all the fun we were having that there was a kill switch in my car. So as soon as I hit that switch, man, the car turned on and, well, I want to go, we took off. But no, it was just like super slow. We weren't going fast at all. we were just like, it's okay, we're gonna make it. Don't worry. Yeah, they're not gonna. No, it's fine. Just fine. We're not gonna. We're stop. Don't cry. It's fine. We're gonna make it. So. I'm sorry. I'm already crying from laughing, man. We get back, okay? We get back, and I drop my siblings off, and I'm looking for the lines, and I pull in exactly where it was at, like, clean up the rest of the tracks, and then we go inside. No harm, no foul. Everything is good to go, right? Good to go. Something always happens. So my parents get back, and my dad's all like, "So, how'd everything go?" They're good. Things were good. We're just here hanging out, you know. We went and played outside a little bit. Oh yeah, yeah, yes. What? What? And my dad goes, "Did you move the car?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You forgot to erase the lines." Yeah. See, I was thinking I was all slick, and the thing that I forgot that one time, the thing that I forgot was to remove those stupid lines. And he's like, "Rich, you know you're not supposed to be driving the damn car." And I'm like, I I was like, "We were all safe." I couldn't get away with shit, man. But then again, that was my own fault. I forgot. I forgot to, erase the lines. And now when I talk to my parents as a grown ass adult, I mean, even now, man, and I'm sure a lot of you as well, like with your parents or whichever, they can still give you like that side eye or that look, and you're like, what? What does that mean? What does it mean? What what's going on?" I know it is for me, man. Like, my mom is 5 foot nothing, but she will break my back like that. Like, she will clock me in the knees and make the bone pop out. Like, and my dad just needs to. That's it. Just give me that look. I'm like, "Oh, ah, what, dude? I'm a grown ass man, but." Oh, but man, like, I like to joke around with my parents and mess with them and egg things on, instigate shit with them because I think it's hilarious. And they know this. They know this. And, it makes for fun occasions. My dad's favorite thing, though, is if I'm saying stuff to him or just being annoying or whatever, or if I come out and just like poke him on his side, he'll go, "Ah, don't be cute, Rich. Don't be cute. I'll still break you." It is the funniest shit. Don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get me wrong. I respect the hell out of my parents. They went through a lot, and you know, like this with the car and everything, they brought me up right. So I learned a lot. And she says, "Gotta love dads." For real. Yes. And you know, some of that rubbed off on me as well because my son Logan, who at 12, he's 20 now, but at 12, his ass was already like 6 foot. And I remember him kind of walking up to me and like elbowing. Yeah, the elbow. No, shouldering me to the side a little bit. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, you know, like I'm I'm taller than you now, so I can kind of mess around with you and stuff, you know?" And I was like, "Ha, listen, you're never going to be big enough or strong enough to push me around, I will break you. All right? and he's just, Dad, I was just playing. I'm like, I know you were playing. I was playing too. Just letting you know, I'm the only alpha here, and I will break you. And he's just like, okay. Oh man. A lot of times I have to walk away and laugh because my I still have like I have my dad's look, but like I said, even I'm a grown ass man, but my parents will give me a certain look and I'm just no. uh, a lot of it I ask for because I'm always messing with them. Imagine this, okay? Picture it. Sicily, 1942. I am the way with both my mom and dad, the way Dorothy is with Ma, B. Arthur and Estelle Getty. That's how we are. Oh shit. All right, let me pull this off the screen. I just wanted to show all of you that because that is that was one of my birthday presents. Oh wait, let's see. Joyce, what is up? Joyce saying happy birthday. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. Angie says, you go from bowing up to them, I can take you, to no way. Am I gonna try? Because I will hurt him. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that is amazing. So that was my present. I ended up doing everything. It all got fixed up and stuff. And ultimately, it ended up getting stolen. It was probably like, shit, I don't know, 2006, maybe 2007. My Camaro was at my dad's house on his property. And it ended up getting stolen by some fucking meth heads, man. And I'll never see it again. I do miss that vehicle though. One day I will have another one that looks exactly like it, exactly like the picture that I showed up there, and it is going to be amazing. So, for my birthday today, I worked. I am on about 3 hours of sleep. No shit. Because all day yesterday, I was working on something amazing. Something that I want to share with you now. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. Let me switch it here. There it is, my friends. The cover of Imagine Listening, Your Worst Day is Our Everyday, Volume 2. I finished it today. Finished. This book is 206 pages. So many powerful stories. Hard ones. Good ones. And something special that is in there as well that I'm going to wait to reveal. But I will reveal it soon, okay? Don't worry. But this was basically a birthday present to myself. Volume 2 is complete. Ah! I have been working on this day and night. And I've been working on it for a long time. Basically, since I announced it, I've been working on it. And I got this harebrained idea literally at the last minute, because tomorrow is the deadline to submit my stuff to make sure it stays on track for the deadline, or I'm sorry, for the launch and everything. And I needed to put this last section in there, which is also why it's over 200 pages now. And I am sure that you are going to love it. Josie down here, she says, awesome, great job. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Angie says, can't wait. Sabrina says, congrats, my friend. I can't wait for it. Thank you so much. This one is also going to be a hardcover. So I'm very excited for that as well. And it is going to be awesome. I'm going to add something here to the comments really quick on Instagram. I'm not going to be able to add it on there only because of the way my setup is right now on two different devices. But on the main one, and then I'll add it out here as well. Joyce says, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shit's been crazy the last 6 months, and I'm excited for some wins, and to be able to do this on my birthday as well. Hell yes. So in the comments over here on through StreamYard, that is the link to Amazon. Imagine Listening Volume 2 has been up for pre-order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, all of those, all over the place. It's been up for pre-order for a few months now, and the book is done. It says here print length is 142, but it'll actually be about 206 pages. That was the number from the last book. And let's see, Angie says, in my cart, awaiting availability. Yes. All right. Let's see. Latinas from 91 over here says, another book you need to sign for me. Yes. Hell yes. I am all about that. Now, here's the cool thing as well that I want to say before I get to everything that was going on this past week. What makes and let me switch this back over here. There we go. What makes this even more special, okay, is when I launched the I Am 911 movement. It was August 24th, 2016. This was just 1 week after the National APCO conference that was in Orlando. Well, now, Imagine Listening Volume 2 is going to launch at APCO on August 24th. Check that. I just said check that. Like I was on the radio. Check that. August 4th of 2024 in Orlando at APCO. Oh, shit. Full circle, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And I will be doing Imagine Listening twice at National APCO. And this will be the first time since Baltimore that I've done Imagine Listening at a National APCO conference. And I am so excited. More than you know. I am super, super excited. Joy says, time to go to the library websites and request a book. Yes, please. Yes, please. So there you have it, my friends. It's available for, I can't even talk. It's available for pre-order. And I'm excited for it to come out. I had a little emotional cry moment earlier today when I finished it and uploaded and submitted it to my publisher, just because this shit isn't easy, man. I'm not just talking about the books. I just want to say this really quick. Everything. None of this happened overnight. None of it. The very first version of everything I do now was back in 2010. 2010. The podcast I didn't start until 2013. Well, the end of 2012 going into 2013. It's over 10 years ago for that piece of it. But I've been sharing stories since just before 2010, that first project that I did. When I started all of this, nobody even knew what a podcast really was. There were podcasts out there, but it wasn't like what it is now. Now is the easiest it has ever been for content creators. And those just doing what they do, putting their passion out there. All of this shit that I do, all of it was free for years. Years. There was so much struggle. I can't even explain it. There was tons of struggle and hustle and flow, and there's still a lot of hustle going on. And I love every single moment of it. But if it wasn't for all of you, everything I do wouldn't be possible. So thank you, all of you. Again, this shit isn't easy. Again, it didn't happen overnight. It came with a lot of failure. A lot of failure. And a lot of lessons learned. And it just helped come back stronger, better. Kept pushing. Because for me, it has always been about giving back to the thin gold line, to that front line. This has always been my audience. Recently, someone told me that my audience was off, that it should be more towards managers. And I thought, no. My audience will always be the front line, the thin gold line, the most vital piece of public safety. All of you who've had the courage to do what you do every single fucking day. The stories that you share, you opening up, knowing how damn important you are. You are the ones, the reason that I do what I do. You are my why. And you always will be. So thank you. It has been an honor, an experience, and I've been through so much with all of you, and I'm just glad that I get to play a small part in your 911 journey. So thank you. So there you have it, man. This will be coming out in August, and I will be revealing soon the section that's in there that I cannot wait. I will say this, a lot of you have already seen it. You have already read them. Those are your hints. Here's one more. Here's the third one. You will also now have more to give to friends and family to fully understand what it is like, how you feel, your thoughts. There was one thing I was going to say here, but it would have given it away. But I'm sure some of you out there who are listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's in that book. Oh, Angie says she knows. I will be revealing it soon. And if you're a subscriber of the podcast, you'll probably learn before anybody else. But maybe I'll hold it so that everyone at once hears about it. But those were your 3 hints. It's a big section towards the end. And I think you will really dig it. Latinos of 911 down here says, so proud of all the work you do beyond the headset. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And it was awesome seeing you at the Western Regional Conference, which I'll get to here. We're already 44 minutes in, man. But this is how much I love doing this with all of you. And I thank you for being here with me. Angie says you power through with all your things, good and not so good. Your efforts impact and support all of us, and we will be forever grateful. You should be proud, man. We are proud of you and grateful for you. Love you. Thank you. I love all of you as well. Thank you. Like I said, this has been an amazing experience. And when I first started all of this, I never imagined that I never imagined that it would be what it has become. But it has been amazing. But again, it's because of all of you and your support. Whew. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, I am fresh back from the Western Regional Conference, and I got to see so many of my good friends and met so many more people out there. I was out there just this past week and I did 2 Imagine Listening sessions. I was the closing keynote and I was in the vendor hall and just talking with people, taking pictures, learning more about folks. I was gonna record episodes, but man, the internet and everything was not that great there. So we couldn't do anything live, but I got 4 episodes. They were Imagine Listening episodes, Imagine Listening and Open Mic. So there's 4 episodes right there, and each one was so powerful. So many people writing stories down, so many people sharing out loud, a lot of people packed in both sessions that I had on either day, and then of course the closing keynote. So as I mentioned, I got to see my homie Josie with Latinas of 911. If you don't follow Latinas of 911, make sure to do so. Josie is doing some awesome shit, and she's going to continue to do so, and I am proud as fuck of you, man. Keep doing what you do. Excellent stuff. And I got to see Dawn, Aaron, Jet, so many different people. The Showalters, um, man, there's so many people to mention that I saw, Dom, Andrea, Jacori, just everybody out there. My homie Heather and her husband Ryan, and of course, Nugget, the emotional support skunk. Yeah. That was so much fun. Again, there was so many people out there. If I didn't mention, please, I apologize. Oh, also, my homie Effie. We had so much fun. Oh shit. Effie, Jacori, and Josie and I went to the Stagecoach there in Boise, and we had some grub. They had some, was it steak fingers? I think. Is that what it was, Josie? Steak fingers? I don't remember. It's something that they're known for. And you know what's funny is that when I was leaving the Boise, right in the damn airport, there was a big sign that says something like "famous for steak fingers," and so that was a lot of fun. That was the first night. Now, yes, okay, on Instagram, Josie over here, she's like, "Yes, steak fingers." So here's the thing, okay? I This was the first time that I had flown out since October. No shit. Like just over 6 months. That's how long it had been since I had flown. Why? Just because I wanted, because I'm stupid, I guess. I wanted to drive, man. I've been driving everywhere. Okay? Like no shit. Driving to Arkansas, drove out to Texas a few times. I drove out to Kansas. I've been driving everywhere. However, my ass was not gonna drive all the way to Hi, Chrissy, what's up, Chrissy? I wasn't gonna drive to Idaho, okay? It was a little too far. However, my homies, Heather and Nugget and her husband Ryan, they did. They did drive from Indiana to Boise. Now they kinda had to because, they had Nugget, but Ryan also had, Hammy. a little baby squirrel, which was the coolest shit, dude. So, let's see. Josie over here says, I prefer driving than flying, but yeah, Florida to Idaho is too far. Yeah, dude, that would have been something. Uh, so I ended up staying in Detroit. Okay. I stayed in Detroit a couple days so that I could um, work more on some of those finishing touches for the book. So I'm out there, right? And I end up flying out on a Monday. Oh, wait, was it Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. I don't know what that face was there. I stayed Monday in Detroit. Well, Sunday and Monday in Detroit, and then Tuesday, I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, is when I flew out. So that morning, I left early. I left with plenty of time. But here's the thing: at the Detroit airport, they have two main, like almost like separate airports, really, because one of them has, like Southwest and, all of those. And then the other is just straight up Delta. Nothing else. It's just all Delta. And that's what I fly is Delta. That's where I've had all of my points for all of these years. So, excuse me. So that's where I fly out of. Now, every so often something happens. And what I mean is the parking garage actually gets filled up, where when you go to turn in there, there are people standing out there saying, no, nah, son, you are not coming in here. And that's what happened. So again, I've got plenty of time. The thing that sucks though is that now I have to whip all the way around. This is only the second time that this has happened. So I got to follow all the way around, make sure not to hit the one road that actually takes you out to the highway. This is the one that wraps around, comes back to the other side, to the beginning of the entire airport. And there is another section that you have to park in. I think it's called the Big Blue Deck. And once you park in there, you then have to go to the building. You have to find the shuttle and have the shuttle take you all the way back to the Delta building. And I've got two heavy ass suitcases. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's get this going. So I get over there, I get through the whole thing, and it's fine, right? I'm able to get my bags in there, good to go, and go have some breakfast, and then we leave. And Memuero, she's like, I died. I'll die. Yeah, I was doing the same thing because I was kind of freaking out that I wasn't gonna have enough time. And I made it, right? But my connecting is in Salt Lake City. When I get there, I've got 2 hours before I fly out to Boise. Now, as you know, when you check in your bags, that first right in the beginning, your bags follow you all the way through. Okay. And that didn't happen because when I got on the plane in Salt Lake City for my 45-minute flight, which really wasn't that long, to Boise, one of my cases did not make it. I shit you not, man. I get to Boise. I'm with everyone waiting for our bags to come in, and I hear kunk, 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 and I look, and it's my case that has like my banners, my podcast equipment in it. Luckily, it's a hard case, so it can handle pretty much anything. So I get it, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting until it completely stops. And then I realize I am in the shithouse because the one suitcase that I really didn't want to have missing was the one that was missing. And that was the suitcase that had all of my clothes. And I was wearing contacts, okay? The one time that I don't have an extra pair of glasses, I usually carry a pair in my backpack. Not this time. Nope. So the one time I don't have that pair, it's in my suitcase. It's gone. Everything was in there. The extra books that I was bringing, all of my lapel pins for Imagine Listening, like everything was in there. Excuse me. So I'm freaking out. I go into the Delta office and they're like, yeah, can I help you? And I said, I hope so. And then I explained the situation and she goes, can you describe your suitcase? And I said, there's no way anyone can miss it. I said, so if you're calling over there, it is an enormous army green, like, suitcase, but it's like a shell case. It's a hard shell case. I said, and it's enormous and it has 911 dispatch stickers all over it. I said, there's no way that you can miss it. So she calls over there and sure enough, they found it. So this is what happened, or at least what they told me would happen. So you know how a lot of times with the handle, they wrap the tag and everything in there. Somehow it fell off. And the extra sticker that's supposed to be on there was not on there. I'm not sure what happened. But she goes, so are you going to need like toothbrush or anything like that? I was like, yes, please. I said, well, hold on. Why are you asking? And she goes, because we have stuff. And I said, what? So she gave me a case. It was actually kind of a cool bag. And it was like hippie like, but of course it was branded and it says Delta on it. And you open it up and it's got deodorant, it has shampoo, lotion, body wash, toothbrush, toothpaste. It even had like a little first aid kit in there. Like it was balling, man. Like they had all of this stuff in there. And she goes, here you go. And I was like, well, how much is it? She's like, it's free. And I was like, oh, okay. Can I have another one? No, I'm just playing. I didn't ask for a second one. But I take it and she goes, they'll probably drop it off tomorrow, like in the afternoon or something. I said, no, hold on a minute. I said, I that's not going to work. And I said, I'm not trying to be like crappy or anything. And I wasn't being, shitty. I was just telling her like my dilemma. I said, tomorrow at 11:15 in the morning, I'm teaching a class. I said, I'm here for a conference. And I said, and I'm already, when I get there, having to set up in the vendor hall because they're having an opening reception and I'm going to be doing it in my travel clothes. So for any of you who came up to me that evening, if I smelled like ass because I was on an airplane all day, I apologize. I had none of my stuff with me, man. So she goes, then we will make sure that it gets there right away in the morning so that you'll have all of your stuff. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. She goes, it's going to be probably sent on the next flight, which will be really late and you probably won't be awake. So I end up getting over to the hotel and I go to put some of my stuff away, away in my room before I go to set up over at the vendor hall. During that time, I got a text message from Delta from someone over in Salt Lake City saying, is this it? And they took a picture and I was like, yes, that is it. And they were the ones who explained about the stickers and all of that. And they apologized. From the moment that I went in there, I will say this, Delta, this is why I fly with you, because you guys, from the moment things were lost, you were helping me the entire time. And I mean, you were all about it. I mean, the conversations that we had, all of it. Thank you so very much. And I was actually so the my suitcase ended up on a plane that arrived in Boise just after midnight. I should have just gotten a taxi and went to get it because the next morning, because they had been saying, it'll probably dropped off around 6 or 7, but it was already that time and I hadn't gotten it yet, so I just drove over and I had someone, let me in to get my suitcase instead, and I just let them know that we were square, that everything was good. And again, throughout the whole time, they were amazing. So thank you, Delta, very, very much. Not that you're watching this, but thank you for the help because I really needed it. And you guys were nice as hell throughout the entire time. See, Chrissy over here says, excuse me. She says that happened to me um, once coming back from Wyoming. My luggage went to LaGuardia and should have gone to Ontario, California. Oh, I got it back 3 weeks later, the day before I left on a cruise. Oh, I mean, at least you got it back the day before the cruise. There was a different time. A buddy of mine and we were flying on a different airline, and when we got our bags, they were all wrapped up in plastic wrap because whatever they did, they exploded our suitcases, and they had them wrapped, and we had to buy some new shit. I don't remember what company or what airline rather that one was, but excuse me, it was one of the wait, Delta Airlines. Oh, do they do that? Oh, maybe we did. Maybe it was that. I was pretty sure that we had flown like United or some shit that time. Either way, that's how we got it back that time. So now I end up having everything, and I get my stuff. I quickly, change, do everything I got to do, shower up, and then bam, we are good to go. We are doing this thing, and it was a lot of fun. But that first night, man, I was in my travel clothes, working my booth with half of my stuff there. Like, I didn't have my championship belt, I didn't have my books, I didn't have the patches, I didn't have anything that was supposed to be on the table. Oh, so it was pretty hilarious, but either way, it was a lot of fun, and it makes for a funny story now. During that time, hell no. I was kind of freaking out. Like, man, I hope I get my shit back. So that's how all of that went down. Now, I had, as I mentioned earlier, I had 2 Imagine Listening sessions, both very powerful sessions, and I can't wait for all of you to hear those episodes when they come out. I'll make sure to put that out there. A couple things I want to mention here as we're going into the wrap up of this open mic happy birthday live broadcast, which I've had so much fun with all of you here. Oh, Josie over here says, laugh my ass off. That first keynote speaker said the airline broke his suitcase and wrapped his underwear outside the suitcase. Was that Sam Glenn? Oh, that sucks. I'm glad that shit didn't happen to me. Oh man, that is hilarious though. I'm sorry, dude, that happened to you. Oh, that sucks. Excuse me. So the day before my closing keynote, and also before my second Imagine Listening session that I did, I ended up getting a lift, not an Uber, a lift to the Men's Warehouse to get a sport coat because I wanted to have a sport coat over my Thin Gold Line Edition Idaho shirt. So we go over there. My driver, his name is David. Now, here's the thing. I am a firm believer in, I guess just either things happening for a reason or simply making certain connections, whether it be for that person or us in whatever moment in time that we are in. And David and I started talking right away. It was only about 10 minutes away. And he's asking me, how long I'm in Boise and stuff. And I'm telling him what I'm there for. And he is immediately intrigued. as I'm telling him about dispatch. And not once did he ask me, so what was the worst call you taken? It was interesting. It was more so, I bet you took a lot of crazy calls. And I said, yeah, I did. I said, some that stick with me. And he goes, man, I can imagine. I can just imagine. And as we talked more, and I told him what I do, and more importantly, why I do it, and I talked to him about Imagine Listening and everything, he immediately says, that's bullshit. And I said, right? And he goes, just listening to you, me being someone from the outside looking in, how on earth can someone look at you guys as clerical? He goes, I don't think there's anyone out there that would believe that. And I said, well, believe it, man. I said, because the Office of Management and Budget, that's where they have 911 professionals in the clerical class. And he goes, no. He goes, you guys don't belong there. He goes, and you know what? You guys don't get the recognition that you need or that you should have. And we were having like this deep conversation already. And he goes, he goes, I've spoken to a lot of people in, I think he said like 3,000 rides that he's done, or I don't know, something like that. It was a high number. And he goes, and you're one of the coolest people I've spoken to. And he goes, just learning and listening. He goes, I've learned a lot myself in life. I've gone through a lot. He goes, I'm former military. And he goes, I smoked my way into a rock bottom, and I came back. He goes, I'm married, I've got kids, I'm happy, and I'm trying to do so many good things. He goes, just like you and all of the people that you know. And while we were talking, we were getting close to our destination, and he goes, you're going to need a ride back, right? And I said, you know what? Actually, yes. And he goes, let's switch that really quick. As soon as we pull in, let's switch that. He goes, and I'm going to drive you back. And I said, you're going to wait? And he says, yeah, man, for sure. And I said, okay. So I ran in. I was only in there 5-10 minutes. I knew exactly what I was going for. Someone, I was helping me with the coat, and then I went back out. And he's like, damn, that was fast. And I said, yeah, man, I told you that's all I was doing. And we drove back, and he says, there's a lot of times that I speak to people, and sometimes I feel like they want a little more, like they want advice on, what they're thinking about or what they should do next or whichever. He goes, I talk to so many people. He goes, I don't ever know how to approach it. And I said, well, I said, let me leave you with this question, because we were already pulling up to the hotel. And I said, I'm going to leave you with this question. And I said, it's not something you need to answer to me. It's something that you can take with you for yourself and whoever else comes in your car. And I gave him the question that I ask everyone at the end of the podcast. I've been doing this for years. And it's, if you could go back in time with the knowledge that you have now to talk to yourself of course, for dispatch in the beginning of your dispatching career, but for him, just like at a younger age, what would you tell yourself? I said, maybe do a version of that with those who come in the car with you. And he's like, that's really cool. He goes, but before you go, he's like, I can't let you go yet. And I said, okay. And he goes, I want you, it's only because I want to tell you what I would tell myself. And he said that he would tell himself that things were going to be okay, not to worry so much. And he went through a whole line of things. And he goes, it was so awesome to talk to you, to have you here during this time. And I said, I feel like this was meant to be, man. I said, and you shared your story with me. I said, the story of David. And he said, "Thank you." And we shook hands and we went on from there. It was a cool moment. Like, I can't even explain it. It was an interesting connection just in that short amount of time. Excuse me. And then after the following day, after the closing keynote, I met up with Doug and Jill Showalter, very good friends of mine, amazing people. Make sure to check them out on We Speak Dispatch and the training stuff that they do, Showalter and Company. And Dawn was going to come with us as well. We were going to go to dinner. Dawn was running a little late. She was figuring some stuff out. And I told them that I would meet them where we were going to be going. And I had been standing there still. I had changed, but I kept my one Idaho shirt on. And I noticed that there was a gentleman to my left and also to the left of Doug who was kind of looking over towards us. Well, they ended up leaving, and I was waiting for Dawn. I sit down at the bar to get a club soda with lime, and I hear, "Hey, man." And I turn to my left, and it was an older gentleman. He was the one who had been looking back over in our direction. He goes, "I just want to tell you, I really love that shirt. That is the coolest thing." He goes, "Can you kind of tell me about it?" And I said, "Sure." And so I started telling him about the IM 911 movement, about reclassification, how dispatchers are seen. And he's like, "No, no." He goes, that is horrible." He goes, "How can people think that you guys are not first responders?" He goes, "You definitely are." And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "You just made my entire day." And I said, "I'm sorry?" And he goes, "No, I'm serious. You just made my whole day." He goes, "Listen, for years, I've been trying to do things not only to better myself, but to better the people around me. Try to change people's lives as much as possible in any way, even through conversation or through story." He goes, "And you're doing that exact thing. You're doing the stuff that I've always wanted to do all the time. I only get to do it so much. And here you are, and you're telling me all this stuff." He goes, "I'm going to buy one of those shirts." He goes, "I want to learn more." He's like, "I want to hear more about these 911 professionals and the stuff that they do." He goes, "This is so important. Like, the work that all of you guys do is so important." And I just kept saying, "Thank you, man. Like, that, you have no idea." It's like, "You made my day. Like, that is great." And then he goes, "Oh, hold on. My wife is coming over here." Her name was Patty. And he goes, "Patty, honey, come here really quick. I want you to meet my new friend, Ricardo Martinez." And I'm like, "Hi." I shake her hand and stuff. And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's telling her quickly about me and what I do. And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "That is so good. That is amazing." And so we're talking. And he goes, I'm for sure, I'm gonna get that shirt, and I want to hear these stories." And I said, "Are you gonna be here for a moment?" And he goes, "We're gonna be here for about 15 minutes before our they were waiting for some relatives to come and pick them up. They were gonna go see a show." And I said, "Okay, I will be right back. I have something for you that I want to give you." And he goes, "Me?" And I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "I want to bring something to you." And he goes, "Okay, we'll be here. We'll be here." And as I'm leaving, Dawn is coming up and she's like, "You ready to go?" I was like, "Nope." I was like, "You got to hold on 1 second. I got to go to my room to get something really quick, and I'm going to be right back." So I went upstairs as fast as I could, and I got a book. I had an extra book, and I hauled ass back downstairs and went back to them. And I said, "You know how I was telling you about the Imagine Listening session that I do, that's a peer support session, and all these stories and the movement and all that?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah." And I said, "There's a book that I had published. There's stories from dispatchers from all over the world." And he's just looking at it and he goes, "You're giving this to me?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I want you to have this." I said, "You want to learn more?" I said, "My stories are on pages 7 and 39. And I told him that the story about my grandmother was in there on page 7, and I had turned to it, and Patty read it really quick, and she's just, "That's powerful." And she goes, "We can't wait to read it." And he said, "Thank you again." And he's like, "You have no idea what this interaction, this conversation has been for me." And I said, I'm a firm believer in connections. And sometimes we just meet people at the right time. Doesn't matter the reason. But we were meant to have this connection. And I'm glad that I was able to meet you, both Bob and Patty. The reason I'm telling you guys this story as well as we go into the wrap up of this is because if you don't realize it already, even though I tell you as much as I can, you are important as hell. You, your stories, your voice, everything you do, all of you are important. These three people rather, complete strangers. I don't know who they are. I know them now. But it was in the way I talked about our profession. They were hooked immediately. Because there's a lot of hell in 911, but man, we do some shit that people can't do. And that's fascinating to people. They just want to hear what it's like. And that's all of you. So hold your head up high. There's people all over the world that admire the hell out of you and what you do. And I know shit is stressful, shit is hard. But we have each other. And there are complete strangers out there who appreciate the fuck out of you. So thank you. I hope that you have had an amazing time tonight as much as I have. This has been so much fun. This was the ultimate birthday present. Spending time with my family earlier, amazing. And then all of this time with all of you, amazing. Thank you. If you are going to be in Colorado next week at Aurora 911, I will see you out there. I will be training out there, my 8-hour communications course, and it is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to see all of you, as well as planning more in North Carolina, some in Indiana, really across the country. People are reaching out. And if you are watching this right now, there are emails that I need to get back. So I will be getting that to all of you. Down here on Instagram, Josie says, "Thank you for sharing your birthday with us." Thank you for being here with me for my birthday. This has been a lot of fun. And again, thank you for what you do for our profession in 911. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital Alito Next Gen Core Services and Mandy Sanders. Thank you for joining us as well tonight. What are your numbers at? I am way beyond a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome. Where are your numbers now? Now that we're at the end of this. This has been amazing. Char says, would love it if you came to Canada. I would love to go to Canada and teach out there as well. Let's figure that out. Yes, I am all about that. I don't know why I did the robot, but sometimes it just feels right. Oh, geez. If you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the flagship show Within the Trenches podcast, you can Shoot me an email, wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media, all that good stuff. The easiest way to do this is to simply go to links.co/WTT podcast. That's links with 2 eyes.co/WTT podcast. You'll find everything on there: email, social media, where to hear the latest episode, where to buy Imagine Listening, pre-order book number 2, and also a link where you can schedule an episode with me to be on the flagship show. You can also find podcast and dispatch merchandise. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a link there and you can check it out. I've got tons of shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of designs. It's the easiest way to find it before I switch my website so that it makes it easier to find everything. A lot of work, man. When you're one person, it's a lot of work. So either way, make sure to check all that out there. Again, it is links with 2 eyes.co/WTT podcast. This can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as Instagram, and sometimes on TikTok. And for the flagship show, you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. And Josie over here says, beyond a 10, even with a cold. Oh, I'm glad. I hope that the cold and everything eases up a bit. I know that sucks. I hate being sick, but I hope it eases up. And Angie, same. We got people over a 10 and everything's been so good. Have an excellent one, everyone. And we will see you all in the next one.